Hi Libra, this is Krista and I'm doing your general tarot forecast for September 2019. So this is for Libra Sun, Libra Moon, and Libra Rising signs. I wanted to let you know that I am now uploading a daily tarot reading, including the moon phases, for everybody. They're not for individual signs, they're messages for everybody, and they are inspired messages. You can find those daily on my Instagram. Follow me at RadicalAngel33 on Instagram. You can also find me on Twitter at RadicalAngel and on Facebook at RadicalAngel. All the details will be in the description for the video below. So Libra, what do you need to know? What's going on? Ooh. I'm not going to look at that pile. Something about a happy home here. You could be in pursuit of a happy home or a situation that lends to a happy home, or a settled situation in landing a happy home. That's really nice to see. It'll be interesting to see if that shows up in your reading as well. Jumper cards I always find so interesting. I have to look at them. All right, so we're going to do 4 cards for your main spread today. And then, unlike your daily readings, we're going to get oracle cards from 4 different decks today for additional messages. All right, so Libra, what do you need to know? What's going on for September 2019? Libra, September 2019. What's going on with Libra? All right, Libra. So we're going to be looking at the 4 following categories: your past, present, future, and then there's going to be an advice card. As always, I'll get cards from the bottom of the deck for general energy for the month. It's a practice I began just about a year ago with bottom of the deck. I never used to do it, and now I just literally can't live without it. I love it so much, and it is so helpful. So essentially, we're going to be looking at 6 cards, but 4 from your main spread. Very interesting. So just to start, I don't think there is a correlation with 2 6s. Let me double check. No. So nothing out of the ordinary with the 2 6s. The only thing that I would intuitively state around 2 6s is that we're looking at a sense of balance. Look at all this water. Wow. Okay, there's water even under net. I'm going to take 3. These were the 2 cards at the bottom of the deck, right? Like I always promised, going to take 2, and then there was a water behind them. So I think there's so much water, so many feelings in the month of September for you, but that's great. Like I said, we had some really nice, could be looking for a new home. Cards jump out at the very beginning there, so that could be what this is about. But as a general reading, use to your advantage. Use any of these messages to your advantage to suit your situation. But it could just be like finding where you belong as well, or finding happiness with those 2 cards that jumped out at the beginning. Ultimately, with the bottom of the deck here, we're looking at something that's going to suit your emotional world, okay? Your emotional world is really highly impacted in the month of September. It could have to do with institutions. It could have to do with long-standing institutions, contracts, agreements. This could be a vow. This could be a marriage. Something that's contracted. There is a legal element to the Hierophant, I find, but more often than not, what I find is it's institutional. So this could be, a religious institution. This could be legal or architectural or even music. This could be, like I said, the institution of marriage. It could be, say, a university, an institution of higher learning, and so forth and so on. So this is sitting right in the center. It is our only major arcana, so it's playing a really huge impact on either side of how you're going about something here. This is the first reading where I've really had to check out what is going on behind the scenes, just because there's so much water. There are 2 other elements here. There, of course, is air and fire. But the air is really stating that you are kind of holding yourself back. You could be stressing about something and there's no point. And then with the advice, it's almost like look back at what worked for you before, or look back at, you know, how you soothed yourself in the past, right? If this is a breakup, for example, I'm going to suggest that you reach out to friends at this time. You could be feeling forlorn or let down. You went from being really happy to not really knowing what you want, or to having some options and then being a little bit let down. And then here in your advice, you're kind of looking to the past, or looking what used to be. You know, maybe don't throw the baby out with the bathwater if you have to make a big decision this month as well. But if you've already made it, or if it's been made for you, right? Somebody else might have taken the reins of that decision. You know, it could be a really nice time for you to claim a little bit of victory, take what you can positively out of the situation and move forward. This is the energy you're moving out of. That's leaving you as you move into the month, right? This is a little bit of a victory. This is sitting pretty. This is sort of putting yourself in the spotlight, being seen. It's accolades, it's celebration. So why would you be moving out of that energy and into something that's just so taxing? Remember, anytime we see the 8 of Swords, we're looking at something that you've created for yourself. Okay, Libra, this is going on in your own head. So something may not even be true. In fact, you may even be overthinking an institutional or contract or vow or commitment, right? You could be overthinking it at this time, and you could be yearning for a simpler time. So instead of overthinking it and yearning, we're just going to what? Put ourselves in the seat of victory and move forward, right? We want to get back to this feeling of being emotionally satisfied. So in saying that, there could be some disruption emotionally this month for you around this situation, right? This is the future. Something could be given to you, something could be awarded to you, but ultimately it's something with you and at least one other entity. Could be an establishment, an institution, or a person. The Hierophant also is ruled by Taurus. So we're looking at second house energy, which is, of course, rules Taurus. Second house energy is about values, right? It's about assets. It's about what you own. You know, Taurus is ruled by Venus. It's about beauty. It's about substance, creativity, right? This could be the creative arts or you know, creative institutions as well. Jumping quickly back to the cards that we saw at the beginning that looked like maybe a happy home or a home situation. It could be just about you choosing, if this is about a move, right? And where is your, you know, home is where the heart is, Libra, then maybe that's where it is. Like, where do you feel most at home might help you choose the best outcome for you at this time versus overthinking it or being overwhelmed by it. Remember, you were coming out of a sense of victory here. And we have the 2 6s, which I'm going to suggest has to do with a sense of balance. So, you know, stay cool, stay balanced. I would say it's interesting here as well, because we have, you know, this sort of like, you know, the stressful kind of self-entrapment 8 of Swords, along with this, you know, this 5 of Cups, which is feeling dismayed or let down, right? So either your expectations are too high for someone else or even for yourself at this time. Maybe lower those a tiny bit or be more realistic. One notable thing missing in your reading today are Pentacles. So maybe something having to do with value systems, something behind the scenes. As I mentioned, the Hierophant is Taurus ruled, and it could be the most prominent thing that's giving you, you know, the most prominent asset that's giving you this sense of longing or this sense of, I would say, stress or hopelessness here is maybe that's what it has to do with, like a happy home or an actual home, or where do you belong? Very, very interesting, Libra. I gotta say, I guess I don't expect to see any cards, but this is a peculiar group of cards to have together that I've seen in quite some time. These two jumped out. So we have chop wood and building blocks. Really cool energy, straight up. Chop wood is really just essentially about humility. We need to be humble about something here. We need to get our hands dirty. We need to pick up the slack. We need to take responsibility for something or ourselves at this time, even about a decision, okay? And then here with building blocks, you know, don't undo something that's already been built. Building blocks really gives me an 8 of Pentacles feel. Like, I think there's a real apprentice energy. There's a perfectionist energy that's here as well. So keep going in this direction. Don't give up. But also, you know, be willing to move slow. Take your time. You can... It's okay to be excellent. It's gonna be overwhelming to be perfect. Do you know what I mean? So building blocks. Let's look at excellence, personal excellence, as opposed to perfection. I really think that's going to help you out at this time. And it's really going to help set you free a little bit here so that you can sort of get back to basics, get back to feeling kind of like you did when you were younger or before this started, whatever this is. Or just back to being fully honest about what it is you want. And maybe you're being pulled in a lot of different directions, and what it is you really want has to do with the heart, and what someone else thinks is really important is all about, say, you know, assets or values, or even belongings and so forth, you know, what you own, right? Taurus ruled Hierophant, what you own. So maybe someone isn't seeing eye to eye with you, or doesn't share the same heart space or what's important to you, and you're just going to have to accept that and stay true to yourself. Here with Snake, this actually showed up for Virgo. I think it did a moment ago. Snake is transmutation. Snake is kind of fun for 2 reasons. Just because in this deck, transmutation really means about taking something. It's like the alchemist. You're taking something and turning it into something else. You're taking lead, turning it into gold, so to speak. But be careful what it takes to get there, right? The snake has a reputation for being a little bit slimy, even though that's not how it acts in the real world. Some people are actually afraid of them. But the transmutation, I think there's an element of fear that could be happening there as well. I think you need to transcend something, even your own belief systems, something that you believed about a set of values, what you truly want. It could even just be a sense of, you know, what it is you really want as opposed to what somebody else wants for you. And that might be all this is about for you this month, Libra. But transmutation is a pretty powerful card just because it means that there's a great deal of creative I would say creative acumen, creative potential here. You can really take something. In fact, I'm going to call it the Seinfeld effect. Like, you can take something you can take nothing and turn it into something. And that can be actually pretty exciting. So instead of maybe looking at what isn't working or what didn't work or longing for the past, you know, let's take that same energy and say, you know, what can I do with what I have? What is possible with what I have? And remember how good something felt in the recent past as well, and how exciting something felt. And then especially if you are victorious about something or you do win something, you know, just take it at face value. Don't read into it so much. Don't make it into something that should have been something else. You know, just accept it and say, this is positive and I'm going to keep going in this direction and it serves me. Remember the chopped wood card, right? That sense of humility could really save you right now. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. I really do feel that you are, because there is such a heart space energy here. There's so much water here, which really means that you're coming from a sense of compassion, even a sense of longing or nostalgia at this time. You know, make the effort, really please yourself, and don't put anyone else out in the process, and I think you'll come out on top. I really do here, Libra. Let's see what the Healing Angels Oracle has for you today as well. Overall, really nothing overwhelming, nothing taxing, just something that you could even have your choice between institutions. If, like I said, if this does have to do with a relationship, it's just about you need to get square with the other person and how they feel, or they need to do it with you. Ooh, I thought that was going to jump. All right, Libra. What's a card for Libra here, folks? I just want one little card for Libra. I prefer a jumper card. Can we have a card for Libra? Thank you. Ooh, a la la. I love seeing this. Divine guidance, my friends. No stressing. Promise me no matter what happens or what befalls in the month of September for you, my dear Libras, just promise me this one thing. Promise me that you will not stress and you will remember that you're divinely guided and protected. If you don't feel like you are, reach out to your ancestors, to your spirit guides, to Archangel Michael, to God, Mother Mary, whoever you want to pray to, say a deceased member of your family, someone you love. But remember that you are protected and you're going in the direction of your dreams. So keep going. Be humble and don't give up, dear Libra. I sincerely hope that you enjoyed that. I just loved reading it for you. Do check out my other social medias for your daily readings. And until the next time, take excellent care, Libra. Bye for now.